Well, Sheldon Keefe suggested after game two that it might be, and I tend to agree. If you look at how that game went for Montreal, I mean, they start off really heavy playing the Leafs physically, but as the game went on, there was just a parade to the penalty box, and that was really hurting the Canadiens' chances. I mean, you already look at the fact that they're averaging the second most penalty minutes per game in these NHL playoffs, and they've only played 2 games. Some of those U.S. teams have played 3 or 4. So it just seems like the Habs want to dictate the game a certain way, but because the Leafs are so quick, if you want to hit them, you got to catch them first, and that can really wear you out.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. It's not backfiring. The Habs led the NHL in hits this season. That's their identity. It's the way they have to play. I think there has to be a little more game awareness for them. You can't take 4 in a row in the second period and let the Leafs power play, get some rhythm, get feeling good about themselves. The bigger factor, I thought, in game two was the Leafs raising their physicality level, getting more hits on the Habs. Austin Matthews throwing his body around. I think that seemed to frustrate the Habs a bit and maybe led to some of those penalties.
Well, there were a few firsts for the Leafs in game two. Which one do you think had the biggest impact?
For me, it's Jason Spezza's first playoff goal with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He took 2 penalties in game one, wasn't happy about that. The Leafs fall behind early in game two. They've already lost the first game. They needed a cool, calm, collected veteran to make a nice play. Spezza comes off the bench, knows he can get lost in the offensive zone. The defending team won't be ready. He steps in front of his buddy Wayne Simmons, takes the shot, beats Price. Big moment for Spezza, big moment for the team.
Well, I have to go with Rasmus Sandin's first ever NHL playoff goal, and it just happened to come on the power play. And we know how much the Leafs have struggled with the extra man. But as Austin Matthews said, those big moments, they don't faze Sandin. And that was a big one for sure. You saw Sandin's reaction after what happened in game one with the Paul Byron shorthanded goal. Sandin obviously a factor on that play, but for him to come back, remain confident, and be able to pot that power play goal for his first NHL playoff goal, that was big for Toronto.
So the series shifts to Montreal, and games 3 and 4 will be on back-to-back nights. Kristen, how should the Leafs handle their goaltending?
I don't think you can make that call until you see what happens in game 3. I mean, is it a big win for Toronto and Jack Campbell doesn't face a ton of shots, or is it something where Jack Campbell's getting peppered the entire time and the Leafs feel like they need to give him a rest the following night? I mean, you want to really ride the momentum of your goaltender, and right now, he's in a rhythm. He's doing well. The team's playing with a lot of confidence in front of him. Do you want to disrupt that? I think if you're Sheldon Keefe, you don't unless you absolutely have to. So I would wait and see what happens in game 3 before I decide about a game 4 starter.
Whatever happens in game 3, I would split the starts. We know historically the rested goalie is usually the better option. Campbell's already had a maintenance day in this series. He missed a practice. He had the leg injuries in the regular season. I don't want to put too much on him. I got a rested Frederik Andersen, who should be really motivated. He's played well historically against the Canadiens. I go to Frederik Andersen in game 4.